Hello, blessed greetings, and welcome to the WSLM Radio Ministry Podcast, where we stand for God's truth, not man's traditions, and we bring you straight Bible truth for these last days. The WSLM Radio Ministry Podcast is a virtual outreach ministry of Sacrificial Lamb Ministries. We are outreach driven. Hey everyone, this is your host, Pastor Vince, and it is another Wednesday. It is time for another edition of the Wednesday Check-In. It is Wednesday, March 15th, 2023, and I tell you, God is doing something new in this ministry for this podcast every week so far. Every week that we come together on Wednesday for the Wednesday Check-In, we've got something new to report to you, so let me just get right to it. Since the last time we met, last Wednesday, God has given us another program. Now, the difference is this is not a weekly scheduled program, but this is a new program nonetheless. And this is something that we will plug in from time to time. It is something called Marriage Moment. Again, it's called Marriage Moment. And that means that we will take about 5 minutes or so, or however long it takes, to profile a married couple in the Bible, because we understand that marriage is one of the institutions that was established in Eden, and just like God's holy Sabbath, it is under attack. So we want to highlight the biblical marriage, and we believe here at Sacrificial Lamb Ministries that God's true biblical marriage is the marriage between one man and one woman. So again, that's called Marriage Moment. It's not a weekly scheduled program, but it's something that will just bring you from time to time. We'll just plug it in here or there. And it's something to help you to understand the importance of marriage according to the Bible, what God's prescription is for marriage, or what the image of marriage is according to God. And we will profile a biblically married couple every episode of Marriage Moment. So that's brand new. The other new thing is, well, it is new, but it's a schedule change, because now, at least here on the East Coast, not just on the East Coast, but for the entire United States, we are at a time now where we've just set our clocks forward. You know, the old expression is spring forward, fall back. So we've just set our clocks 1 hour ahead, which means on Fridays at sunset, we will no longer, well, at least until the time changes again, we will not have the sunset praise. Sunset praise will not be at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Instead, sunset praise will occur approximately around 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because that's usually when the sun sets during this time of the year. But I just want to let you know to look for a time change for sunset praise. Instead of it being 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, look for it to be available somewhere around 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, somewhere around there, somewhere between 7:45, 8 o'clock. But just to let you know that that's when we will have our weekly program entitled Sunset Praise. Other than that time change for Sunset Praise and our new program called Marriage Moment, nothing else new to report to you. Just want to say thank you for continuing to support the WSLM Radio Ministry Podcast and Sacrificial Lamb Ministries in general. As God leads us, we will continue to maybe to bring you more programs and whatever else God has in store for us. I will tell you that Sacrificial Lamb Ministries, we are going through a rebuilding process. So God, in His time, is rebuilding or restructuring some aspects of Sacrificial Lamb Ministries. But the WSLM Radio Ministry Podcast, our virtual store, our needs ministry will continue to drive this ministry. But God is working on some other things behind the scenes, and when those things are ready to be revealed to you, we will reveal them to you here on the WSLM Radio Ministry Podcast. So once again, thank you so much for supporting this ministry. And until we come together again next week here for the Wednesday check-in, may God bless you. May God keep you. And please just continue to stay plugged in here on the WSLM Radio Ministry Podcast, where we stand for God's truth, not man's traditions, and we bring you straight Bible truth for these last days. And please remember that the WSLM Radio Ministry Podcast is a virtual outreach ministry of Sacrificial Lamb Ministries. We are outreach driven. This is your host, Pastor Vince. Until we meet again, by God's grace, next Wednesday for another Wednesday check-in, be blessed and take care.